This is the plaintiff, Victoria Wright. She says she and the defendant started dating, and she added him to her phone plan, which she now realizes was a big mistake. He turned out to be a louse. He now owes her $5,125 for the 4 devices on her account, and is suing him for just that today. This is the defendant, Mohammed Hussein. He says he paid the plaintiff every month for his portion of the phone bill. And what she did with the money is a mystery. He thinks she was making money on him. She has some nerve suing him because she still owes him money he loaned her. And now that she's brought him to court, it's game time. He's accused of phoning it in with an ex. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $4,000, the money she owes him.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right, Victoria Wright and Mohammed Hussein. You folks used to date, correct?
Yes.
How long were you dating?
16 months.
Okay, and so tell me about your tale of woe here with all these telephone lines and commingling of funds that was perfectly fine for the two of you as people dating when you were dating him, but now you'd like me to straighten out. Go ahead.
At the beginning of the relationship, I added him to the plan, to my Sprint plan.
Why did you do that?
Because he wanted new phones.
Why can't he just get him on his own? You guys are just dating, you're not married.
Yeah, he wasn't able to.
Why not?
His credit wasn't good enough.
His credit wasn't good enough, that's why he couldn't do it.
Yes.
Okay, so you added him to your plan, and what did you add?
I added 2 cell phones.
Both of them were for him?
Yes.
Why does a
both of them,
person
2
need
lines.
2 cell phones?
Because he wanted a personal line and a business line.
And what did that add to the bill?
That added to the bill, well, after we got the bill in December, the phone bill went
What was
up
it? Let's start with what was it supposed to add to the bill?
Well, Sprint told us that it was only going to add like $200 to the bill. And it ended up being like an extra, I think it was like $125.
So what did you guys do?
So Mr. Hussein reached out to Sprint in regards to the phone bill about it not being correct.
According to you, there was more wrong with it, right? Yes. And what was it that was more wrong with the transaction at the Sprint store?
So I actually have bought a down payment to get these phones, and I came back because I noticed that the receipts has a different name with a different social. So once I walked back in, they didn't have no records of my down payment, and the money I paid
How much was the down payment you put?
For the both phones, the upgrade for her phone around closer to $800.
Did he upgrade your phone?
He did, but that was before we added these 2 lines.
So you put $800 down, and then you get a receipt, and you don't check to see that the $800 is on it? And by the way, did he put $800 down?
No.
Oh, so according to you, he didn't even put $800 down?
No.
Okay, well, according to you, you put $800 down, they didn't reflect it, and you went to the Attorney General's office and filed a complaint.
Yes, but
And according to you, what, that's all a scam?
No, he did file a claim with the Attorney General. And
About
the attorney,
what?
About the bill being wrong.
Oh, not about any deposit. All right, so then what happens?
So then every single month the bill kept getting, well, not the bill, the phone kept getting shut off. Because,
Why?
Because Sprint and the Attorney General were still handling things between each other.
What does that have to do with paying your bills in the meantime? Oh, because the complaint was about the bait and switch.
Yes.
All right.
And
so
Mr. Hussein had told me not to pay the bill because in the
Did
end...
you tell her not to pay the bill?
That's not correct.
Okay, so according to you, he did.
And
Go ahead.
it was about April or May of 2018 is when I got a new phone.
Why did you get a new phone?
Because the phone had been shut off for 4 days, and I needed to have my phone on.
So would the phone get shut off, then put back on, then shut off, then put back on?
Yes, every single month since November 2017.
All right, so you decide to get it, and by the way, all these phone lines are in your name?
Yes.
Okay, so you decide to go on your father's plan?
Yes.
And that was in what month?
In what month? It was April 2018.
Does he go on your father's plan?
In May, he does.
All right, so now both of you end up on your father's plan, and what happens?
I didn't port my phone number from Sprint. I got a whole entire different line, different phone.
Right, so what's happening with the Sprint account? Someone owes a bunch, like thousands and thousands of dollars on the Sprint account, because this isn't resolved?
It's just sitting there.
Oh, what do you think is going to happen to you?
And I was waiting for him to handle it because he kept
Why him to handle it?
Because he kept telling me he would.
Well, why don't you put your big girl panties on and handle it yourself because it's under your name?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So how many phones do you have on the original Sprint account?
There were 2 for his, 1 for me, and an iPad.
Okay, what'd you do with the phone and the iPad from the original Sprint account?
I had them at my house, and he came over and said that he was going to take them to Sprint, and he didn't.
So are you saying you gave those units to him?
Yes.
Did she give those units to you?
No, she have not, Your Honor.
Wow, somebody's a big fat liar. Did anyone, either one of you, return a single phone or iPad to Sprint?
No, Your Honor.
So you say he has them all, and he says you have them all. That's where we are on this. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you have any evidence that he took them all? Like any texts, anything like that?
I have a text message that says that he was going to unlock the phones.
Go on.
And then there should be a police report because he said that they were stolen out of his car.
All of them?
Yes.
Oh, let me see that. Do you have it?
I don't because...
Where's the police report?
It was in his name,
Right,
and I wasn't
need the
able to
police
access
report.
it.
That's all right, we'll get it. I need the police report. Did you file a police report where you said that all those things were in your car?
I have not, Your Honor. And I only had 1 device.
Do you hear me?
I said I have not, ma'am. There is no police report, ma'am. Because our house just got on fire, and I have moved in with Victoria because she allowed me, and then she have kicked me out with my stuff, and I had all of my stuff in my car.
How is there no police report? Did you call the police?
No. I have a lot
Why
more
do you
stuff.
think he called the police?
Because he verbally told me.
What if he lied about that?
There was no way for me to find out. It was just trust.
So what did he verbally tell you?
He told me that the phones were taken out of his car. The phones and the devices were taken out of
Do
his
you
car.
have any of this on text, anything that I can look at to see that it sounds more like what you're saying than what he's saying? Anything, an email, a text, anything, a witness, anything.
The only text that I have is the message, him admitting that he was going to take the devices and unlock
Let me see.
them.
That's good. Let me see that. While she's looking for that, you keep looking for that. While she's looking for that, you have a counterclaim against her for $4,000 for pain and suffering and loss of business. What's that about?
Because when I decided I want to end the relationship and leave, she would just talk a lot of bad stuff and turn off my line for 3 days. And we talk again. I talk to her. I have the messages here, and she turns it back on. A week after, turns it back off again.
Yeah, go get your own phones.
I wasn't on the account, so I couldn't just port out the number. There is a certain code that she have to give me.
Well, then I guess you need a new number. That's a risky run when you do all the little shenanigans all you people are doing. When you try to get a discount here and a discount, we have a saying, we Cubans, lo barato sale caro. The cheap comes out expensive, all right? And that's exactly what happened here. February 28th of this year, you say, okay. And she says, do you have a copy of the police report for the phones? And
told
you
me
say, yes, I do, somewhere in the house. You know that police report you said you never filed? That one? Mm-hmm. Why are you saying, yes, I do, somewhere in the house?
Because she wouldn't leave me alone.
Really?
I told her before that the stuff got stolen, and
What stuff got stolen?
I lost more than the phone.
What stuff got stolen?
My stuff from my car. More than her phone.
Can you, more than her phone? What is her phone doing in your car?
Because
I thought you said you didn't have her stuff.
I had my phone, the one I had from her,
Well,
from Sprint.
well, more than her phone, what was her stuff doing in your car that you said you didn't have?
My stuff, Your
Can
Honor.
you, why did you just say more than her phone? Did you have some of her devices in your car?
No, more than her phone as my stuff, my computer, a lot more valuable
Did her
than
phone
her phone.
get taken from your car?
Yes, with the rest of my stuff
Can
as
you
well.
find it for me? I'm talking to the people trying to collect on them. What people were you talking to trying to collect on?
Virtuoso, because it's already on my credit, so it's a debt collector.
She asked you about the Sprint bill, and your answer is, how do you have the nerve to even ask for that? You made me lose my kids when I was fighting for them. What's that about?
I have brought in my kids to her house to meet with her son, and first day I brought him there, she accordingly slapped him by mistake.
How do you slap somebody by mistake, and what does that have with you losing your kids?
Because her son is a little bit more bully because she were abusing him a lot.
Okay, what happened with his kids at your house?
It was in the car, and my son, he was being rude to them, and I went to reach back there, and I did accidentally get his son. But I was going for my son's...
You were going for your son?
I was going for my son's shoulder, and I was going in to pinch him.
Oh my God, you people. You lost your kids by hitting them. You were the ones that hit him with a belt. What's going on now with the phones and the bill and the whole routine with your dad?
It's done. I still have the phone. Mr. Hussein has his line, his phone number.
He has his phone number, and you got the phone back from your dad's line?
Yes.
So
I got
that's
it back.
resolved.
Yes.
Court is in recess.
All rise.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Would you ever put boyfriend or girlfriend on your phone plan?
Yeah, I would if it was the right circumstances.
What is the right circumstances?
If I've known them for a while and I know that nothing's going to happen.
Oh, that never happens, right?
No, you don't know if you're ever going to get that money back from them.
Good idea, bad idea?
Bad idea.
Because?
Too hard to get out of.
Why do they want to be on your phone plan?
They want me paying for it.
Because?
Because...
Either they can't or you're a sucker.
Exactly.
Exactly. Going inside the courtroom.
If I had 2 weeks to handle your case, and I do not, I cannot get through all of the texts that you two have been sending each other, including a few days ago talking about wanting each other's bodies. Do you have jobs? Because it's literally 500 texts a day, back and forth between you two. Most of them calling, insulting each other's children, calling them horrible names, like you deserve each other. Show me the Sprint paperwork. You're suing for lost wages, what, 2 days? Filing the case?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't get that. You're suing for pain and suffering, $2,500. What pain and suffering?
I had a good standing relationship with Sprint before I added him to my phone bill.
No,
And
whose
then
fault is that?
When it,
No. All right. On your counterclaim against her for $4,000 for $2,000 of pain and suffering? No. And $2,000 of lost business? How are you going to prove that? Show me some records, IRS records, something that would show me you lost business. You got anything?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what you got? While he's looking for that, I took my time and went through all of your texts, and there were a lot of texts. There were times where you accuse him of having stolen the rest of the phones because you don't have them, so he must have taken them. And he says back to you, "Stop lying, you know I only had my devices." That does happen later, okay? And it's weird because I honestly don't know who has all the devices. I don't know what happened to all the devices. What do you do for a living?
I'm an insurance agent.
What do you do for a living? Was there an insurance claim made on the loss in the car?
I'm not sure. It's his car.
What do you do for a living?
I do marketing and merchant services.
What's merchant services?
Credit cards, loyalty program for small and medium business owners.
Okay. What is this now?
He's saying what? Canceled. Which of his clients canceled?
How do I know they were canceled for something having to do with her? How do I know that you just provide poor service from looking at what you're handing me?
I don't know.
Okay,
If you
hand
see
it back
the-
to him. We're done. I don't want to hear from either one of you anymore. I don't know who has it. You know what? You know what I do know? This is not a me problem. This is a you problem, okay? Both of you got into this enlacement. Both of you got into this problem. So I'm going to make each of you pay half of the bill. So I am ordering the defendant to pay the plaintiff half of the bill that's outstanding with the credit collection agency, which is $1,187.69. That's my verdict.
Well, in this relationship that went bad, the judge has just ruled you have to pay her half of the bill. It's like $1,100 and some dollars. You okay with that?
It's not really about the money. It's more about the abuse that she causes and how she looks at it. But I have always took care of her son, and this is not the issue. But
I mean, it
it's not
really
fair.
went bad. didn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
All right. And it's over now. Hopefully, if this cuts it off, you won't have any more communication with her?
It will definitely be over.
This will bring it to an end.
Yes,
Well, from that perspective, it's a good thing.
yes.
Okay, good enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You must sign a few documents outside. Ms. Wright, this has been an emotional experience for you. I know you weren't happy out there. How are you feeling right now?
He owes. He should be held responsible for all of the devices.
The judge couldn't figure out who has what devices. Who does have them?
Somebody who stole them supposedly from him, so.
So you don't
It
know
is
where
what
they
it
are
is.
either.
I have no idea.
Yeah, all right. Well, he's going to pay you half of your creditor bill, apparently. You okay?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
I'm going to make this so short and sweet. Never do this. That'll do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on their way into the courtroom right now.